Hey everybody, how you doing? This is KSA Kris, home buyer, home seller education. Wanted to do a quick series. I'm actually going to do a series of videos, and the very first one we're going to talk about, all the series of videos is going to go over basically why do homes not sell? Why don't they sell? So the very first one we're going to talk about is why they don't sell is price. So price is important. And I think sometimes what happens, especially in a very strong market, if there's a strong market, is a homeowner is going to sit there and say, you know what, I want to set a price and I want it to be higher because a lot of homeowners think that people will pay it. And that's fine. We literally just had a home fall out of escrow for this exact reason. Okay. Now, this was our buyer, it wasn't our seller. Typically, we only work with sellers, but we actually had a buyer, and this is what that agent's clients were doing. So they set a price that was over what it was actually worth, thinking somebody would pay for it. And our buyers wanted it. Because there's a lot of competition for it. So they gave the price. Here's the challenge. You have to sell the house twice. You have to sell it to the person that's buying it, then you have to sell it to their bank, right? And what they're going to do is an appraisal. So a bank's going to come in and say, what is the house actually worth? Because they're going to only lend on what the house is worth. So in this circumstance, the house ended up only being worth $400,000. Our clients were willing to pay $419,000. But if they can't get approval for it, what the seller is asking them to do is to come out of pocket $19,000 to pay for an overpriced house. Now, some people don't think that's a big deal. Well, why don't they just pay the $19,000? Well, it's no different than walking in and saying, okay, well, a car is only worth what a car is worth. I can buy a Ford truck here for $10,000 or a Ford truck there for $10,000. Why would I pay you $15,000? It doesn't make sense, especially when there's other inventory that's out there. So, price is extremely important. Now, that's in a strong market. Let's talk about a softening market or even a bad market. Price is completely different. Now, what a lot of sellers want to do is they're like, I want to overprice it, then somebody can come in really low and cut me out at the knees, and then, we won't get beat up as much. I would love to believe that that's true, but that's not actually how it works. In fact, nobody usually will even bother offering or making an offer on your home. They're not even going to come in with a lowball offer because there's too many homes that are already out there that are already extremely competitive. So so let's talk about this. In a strong market, the way a real estate agent is going to look at the overall pricing of the home is science based off of actual sold properties within the last 90 days. In a softening market, a real estate agent is usually going to look, or a down market, a real estate agent is going to look at what is actually on the market. Two different beasts. Because typically in a strong market, we don't care what's on the market. We don't care about our competition. We care about what homes are actually worth. In a soft market or a down market, what we really care about is what is your competition? Because the odds are good, if there's 5 homes that look just like yours with the same floor plan that are comparable, whoever is the cheapest is going to be the first one that's actually sold. So price is extremely important. Definitely, you want to do some research. You want to look into it. I know a lot of people try to find pricing on Zillow. Zillow is not a great place to look at prices, but it is a start. It will give you some insight. Usually the best way you can do it is going through a real estate agent. Another option, if you don't want to go through a real estate agent, and you don't want to work with a real estate agent, another option is to actually do what I call a BPO. You can actually reach out to a broker, and they're going to do a broker price opinion on your home. We're doing one later on today. We're going to go look at the house, and they're not looking to sell their house for probably 3-4 months, and that's okay. But at least they kind of know where the market is, where's the market going, and what could their home be worth, and what is it worth right now in its as-is condition. So I always highly recommend to individuals, if you're thinking about selling your home, you should probably have somebody look at it and give you a price opinion. Or if you really want to pay for it, if you can afford it, go out and get an appraiser. The appraisal is going to be the truest number that you're going to get, understanding that the market shifts and changes often, sometimes weekly. So even if you get that opinion from the appraiser, it may not actually be what it ends up becoming or being. But definitely start doing it early. Start getting your stuff priced early. Start thinking about the improvements that you got to do. And the way I always look at it, $1 in, $2 back. Pricing is important to that. I give you one more opinion before I jump off of here. So listed a house recently. Homeowner says, we're going to do this improvement, this improvement, this improvement. We say, great. For the price that you want, we can absolutely get it sold when those improvements are done. They didn't do them, and they still think their home is worth that much. And everybody that's walked through the house has said, man, great house, but this is messed up, that's messed up, and that's messed up. So now we're overpriced $20,000. It would have cost them no more than $2,000 to actually do those minor updates, now the true value of their home is about $20,000 less, because that's the only way somebody would actually pay for it. That's all I got today. I hope this helped. I'm going to do a few more videos just strictly on why homes don't sell, just because, you know, I think it's something that a lot of people want to know. I get asked questions all the time on why somebody's house didn't sell. And I think by walking through all of the different things that could get it to the point where it won't sell could help you out. That's all I got today. Appreciate you. Have a good one. Bye.